Alright guys, how y'all doing today? Another video. We're going back with the Rg405V. Now, I will say this, if you are in the market for a vertical handheld that plays up to PS2 and GameCube, yeah, this device is nice. Do not expect it to play every PS2 game or every GameCube game. If this is what you think the all be all, you know, thinking that everything can be done on it, nah, I wouldn't advise you to get it. If this is your first handheld, I wouldn't advise you to get this one as your first one. I probably would recommend the Miu Mini or the Ambernex Rg405XX, because at least that goes up to PlayStation 1 and you can actually, you know, get a little bit better. Now, can you play this straight out the gate? Yes, you can play this straight out the gate. All you have to do is when you first turn it on, set up a few settings, and then it's gonna come up to this screen. You pop your SD card in, and yeah, you can play it straight away like it is. Now, for people that don't understand how to play it straight away, you won't have to really do too much. You can come over to this button on the side here. It's gonna launch the Ambernex front end, and then it's just gonna actually want to reconfigure. With the SD card being inside, it's gonna actually, do you want to reconfigure it? Reconfigure it, and it's gonna already be set up where you can just play your game straight out without having to set anything up, because there's already games included on the SD card that if you purchase the SD card with the system. Now, if you have to set it up yourself without an SD card, you should be able to format this, put the SD card in, format it, and then put the SD card in your computer and put your ROMs on it that way, which I'm planning on eventually doing. But because I want you guys to see the stock firmware and stock SD card, we're gonna go with that video first, and then once I get, you know, show you off what all it can do, then we're gonna I'll go back and add my own SD games and all that stuff. And so right now, this is the SD card games and everything else, from starting with PlayStation 2. We gave you Sparking Meteor. Now, I added 10K-Inch3, the American version, because I wanted to see what the difference was between them. But it's basically, that's what that is. It's Sparking Meteor is Budokai 10K-Inch3. But they give you all the rest of the games. That's the only game I added on here. But everything else is their games that they added. Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear, that's PS2. You got your Dolphin MMJR that they give you. These are the few games that they can. Now, this is the 256 gigabyte SD card. So this is what came with it. You know, you got your original Dolphin, you got your Citra games that they give you, PSP games, and I will run through a few of them just to show how they run and perform. And then I'll make extensive videos of the other games on its own, because I plan on trying to make a couple videos off this device anyway. Let me go back to PSP, put it back in this category, and then there it is. Okay. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, yeah, there it is. There's all your games for PSP. Of course, it's touchscreen, so I can't do the touchscreen. You got your Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, stuff like that. So it can run a lot of good systems. As you can see, it's already pre-configured. Now, if you go into the individual emulators itself, you'll have to select the folder from the SD card. Let me see if I can give an example. Hit the exit button. Let's see, I don't think I said it NES. All right, so at the select the folder, browse folder, find SD card. If you just want to run it off the select folder, we did with NES. So I gotta find NES, NES right there. Use this folder, allow it to run, and then there you go. There's all your games. So, and that's how you do it for the individual emulators. But if you just want to run it through that front end that's on the side here, then you just push the button and it'll configure itself, and you can just go in and play with what it's got. Yeah, so that's, and then it populates pictures for a good bit of it, not all of it, but a good bit of it. Let's do something like Killer Instinct. I just push the button, play. Now, I think the controls are not set on this game in particular. Yeah, see, it's not set. See, it's not set on the emulator on some games. Why, I don't know. Let's see. Even though it's using the same front end, which is weird. But not all games does that. But as you can see, playing, like, there has a glitch. Turn the volume off because I don't want to get copyrighted. There we go. Okay, now the controls work. I guess it was still stuck from when I was using it yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna get beat in this because I'm not used to playing on it. But as you can see, Killer Instinct's gold version works. Me personally, I like the Killer Instinct, the original version. I don't care for the gold version. I mean, it was cool that they brought the gold version, and I do, of course, do like the Game Pass version of Killer Instinct. So that's cool that that's on there. So we'll exit out of there, but yep, as you can see, N64, yes. Quit. All right, so you got N64, you got your Saturn, PS1 games, Capcom versus SNK. And then you got, I mean, you got a couple games you can play. But you know, and then I think you could change, yeah, the style. If you hit select, you can change the style. Change the theme. Hit select again, change the theme. And then change the style, change the theme one more time. Which, okay, that's not too bad. I actually like this one. It's not bad. I mean, it gives you the picture of all the animations and stuff. I'm gonna try to change the style up a little bit. Okay, so that changes the art format a little bit, how that style is set up. Okay, and then you got a little grid form. Okay, that's cool. So you got little styles that you, if you want to choose the style, you can go through like that. So yeah, but all in all, it's not a bad device. I'm gonna run through a PlayStation 2 and GameCube game right quick to show that GameCube and PlayStation 2 does work. This is the Sparking Media 3, the version they put on here, the Chinese version. But for a little handheld like this is pretty cool that you can play games and stuff up to PS2 and GameCube, especially the easy to emulate stuff. So it's pretty cool. I do give it that. It don't get hot to the touch, and for the most part, it is running 60 FPS. Now I do see that they have performance modes and stuff on here, like key mapping, which is great for games that like the Android games. Auto mode for your CPU, which, like I heard that it really don't do much. I mean, you can transfer it on to turn the high mode. You can turn your fan on. I mean, I'll turn it on to see if it's gonna make any difference in the game, but I don't think it does. I just think it's just there to keep it from getting hot. Of course, I'm not gonna turn the volume up because on. But even I think Dragon Ball Z don't get copyrighted, but still. Go through the little training, turn up a little bit. Just a little bit though. Nah, I forgot that they got the actual anime music. Never mind. Totally probably kicked me off, copyright me for YouTube, so I better not do that. Okay, because the PlayStation 2 version for Japan, they actually got the actual Dragon Ball Z music. The United States got different music from what they got. But as you see, PlayStation 2 does work on here. Some that, I mean, with the T618 chip, if you get any of them handhelds, you can get, if you don't want a vertical version of that chip, you can get options like the Retro Pocket 3. You got options like the Retro Pocket Flip. You got a couple handhelds on the market. I mean, for the price of this being at $137, I think, if you don't want the SD card, $167 if you want an SD card. You go on Amazon, it's almost $200. It's not bad, but I do think because you can get some little better handhelds, especially if you really want PlayStation 2, I will go with something like, you got the Odin 2 coming out that you can get. Steam Deck, of course, is always a good option. Stuff like that. Now, I do like this handheld, though. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not a good handheld. It's pretty decent. I actually enjoy this handheld, so I'm not going to sit here and say it's not great. I mean, as you can see, it does play PlayStation 2 and GameCube, and the games are configured already to, you know, it's already configured for you for the most part. So you really can just plug and play without even doing anything. I know other people do Gamer OS on here as well. They say Gamer OS makes the games run a little bit better. So, I mean, if it runs 50% of the PS2 and GameCube games on stock firmware, it runs 75% of it on 75% of the catalog on Game OS. But of course, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're tinkering with. It's not hard if you actually follow directions on stuff or watch other YouTube channels to do guides and stuff. But you know, for the average person that just want to pick it up and play, yeah, you can pick up this and play. It's not the hardest thing, but I have seen people say that, hey, this is my first handheld. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, blah blah blah. So for those people, it's not hard. You just gotta go and watch and do a little bit of research, and they'll show you how to set it up completely. If I need to do tutorials on how to set up stuff, I can do it. But mainly my channel is like to test out the stuff, see if it's worth anything. I get my opinion on what I will tell you to buy it or not. Like I said, it's not bad. I'm not gonna sit there and say, yeah, you should get this. But if you want a vertical handheld that actually runs decent games, I would recommend this over something like the Rg405V that I have. Of course, you guys know I have that device. Of course, right here, I had bought it last year before these handhelds started coming out. I would definitely recommend this device over that device, because this device can actually play GameCube and Wii. That device cannot play GameCube Wii. And I'm gonna probably do a comparison videos. You know, cause see, this is at least running 30 frames per second. It ain't running 60, but at least it's running 30. And as you can see, it's running smooth, no issues. Now, I will put some harder games on the SD card to see what the limits, so we can see what the limits is. But for right now, you know, I just want to show the stock SD card that they gave me and show that, hey, yeah, these games run. And then try not to make it too much longer for first video. Of course, if you hadn't seen the first unboxing video, of course, go check that out. So, but as you can see, I'm able to perform combos, no issues. As you can see, it's running perfectly fine, no issues. Even with the frames, 30 stayed in 30. So as you can see, it runs GameCube and Wii pretty well if you got easy to run games. Now, if you get the harder games, we'll have to test that out on the channel C. But for now, yeah. But you also play, you got your Google Play Store. You can get your Android games that you want to play if you want to play any, Android games, of course, as you can see. And then you can also do Moonlight to stream from PC. You also can stream this device to a monitor or something like that, because it has where is it at? Screencast. Now, I will show screencast in the next gameplay when I'm recording individual. I'm not gonna show it on this one because, like I said, I'm already long enough. But yeah, it's not a bad device at all. I do think it still can be improved. Like I said, the ergonomics, because I do sometimes hit the buttons behind the back by accident sometimes. But ergonomically, I mean, it's all right. I can play some of the games. Some games are a little tougher than others, but you know, it's not bad, not bad. But do I recommend this device? Yeah, if you want a vertical handheld that can run up to PS2 and GameCube, yeah, I'll recommend it. But if this is your first one, I wouldn't recommend this as your first one. And then for the price it is, you could get better, equipment than this one, but it's not a bad, handheld, not by far. Of course, you also seen that I bought, like I said, I bought the Rg405V. You see, I also bought the Absolute device. Go back and check the videos on this, on the performance on this one. Technically, if I had to go with an option and choice out of these three handhelds, I would go with this 405V, because it actually is stronger than even the Absolute. The Absolute was only made to be more for streaming purposes, and it does its job well on that. The 552 is nice because it does Android and Linux. This only does Android, but still, I would choose this device over probably both of these, but just because it's a stronger chip in here. Now for streaming purposes, I still like this better because it's a bigger screen and better, you know, on that, but still. So I am gonna do comparison videos on these 3 devices because, you know, they all run Android, and from what I'm seeing, they all have different purposes and why, and that way I can explain it better in that video. But that's all for the first look of the original SD and original Android. I'm probably gonna stay on original Android anyway. Gamma OS, you gotta do a lot of things to hook it up to the laptop and hook it up to the computer, and do this and do that. I think I'm staying on stock firmware. I hadn't seen much issues with it on stock firmware. The game's running just fine with what they gave me. So all I need to do is now take the SD card, add some newer games to it, take the old games out, because a lot of these games on here are numbered games. Why they did it like that, I don't know, because it's kind of weird that they don't put it in alphabetical order. But yeah, that's exactly what they do with this SD card. Let's see if I can find the SD card. Here it is. Yeah, so like if I go just real quick into one of the list of games, actually cut this AC off so you guys can hear me better. Let's see, what's the game format? Dreamcast might. Dreamcast actually is in order. There's some games that are not in order. Let me see, like where NES or something. NES. See, they got them numbered for whatever reason. They don't have it in like actual order. They got it numbered, and it's the same way when I go on that front end. So say we go back to NES. We go to see, it's not even in alphabetical order. So I need to go back and change. Then a lot of these games are hack games and different things like that. Some of these games are, like this is Kirby Avalanche, but it's not Kirby Avalanche, because I know Kirby Avalanche. I had the game on my Super Nintendo, and this is the right picture, but when you play it, it's not Kirby Avalanche. Like, I'm gonna show you just real quick, and I'm gonna show you that it's not. So they need to do a little bit better with this. See, that's not Kirby Avalanche. I mean, I know it's a Japanese game, but Kirby Avalanche was just like basically like Tetris, just with bubbles. This is not Kirby Avalanche. I don't remember seeing none of this in my Kirby Avalanche game on SNES. Now, I'm not mad at this. It's still a good game. I mean, it's still a game at the end of the day, but this is not Kirby Avalanche. It has the same, features of it, but it's definitely not the same game. But like I said, maybe it's just the Japanese version. Maybe I'm just complaining it's the Japanese version, and I don't know what I'm talking about. So, but yeah. I guess I can't hold the home button. Alright. But anyway, but there you have it on the emulation on this system. Is now up and running. Like I said, I'm gonna take the SD card out, I'm gonna try to put some games on it, try to put a good collection of PS2 games off of my Steam Deck, or if off of here or whatever. Then, well, I put all the games that I had on here onto the Steam Deck, so I'm gonna try to get all those games from there and try to see what we can do on here. See if we can run certain games. We know it runs PS2 and GameCube, but what games can it and it cannot run, you'll have to tune into the next video. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you guys for letting me hit 100 subscribers. Let's try to keep on pushing to 200 and keep on going. And I gotta try to get y'all the giveaway. I gotta start holding up on that giveaway, so I need to go on try to. I think I figured out a way to get it, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to give it on either the next video or the video after that. One of these two videos, I'm gonna have some gift codes to Steam games and stuff and different things like that. So yeah, so be on the lookout for either the next video or the video after that. But anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and until the next video, peace.